Welcome to Wager Talk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Wednesday, marquee college basketball matchups. NHL is back, baby. We're going to break down some NBA games. Dan, we got two guests today, but don't you worry. We got a jam-packed show. We got some special segments coming up. Who's on today's show?
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped up, and again, cash another one for the folks there last night. In a game that maybe, Andy, since we have some extra time, we circle back about, do some of these teams know the spread? We'll maybe talk a little bit about that, but we cashed regardless for the folks in WTF LFG. At the end of the show, we'll have another lacrosse play for you coming. But before that point, sure, it's only two guests, but mighty two guests that we have here for the folks, Andy. As Drew Martin going to kick us off here, we're going to talk St. John's and UConn with him, and also talk Texas A&M and Arkansas with our man Drew Martin. Last week, if you remember, Drew Martin cashed with you for a little barking dog that we had with Arkansas as they were taking on Alabama. Now they're a favorite. We'll see what Drew thinks about them. He's had a good read on the Razorbacks. And then the Prez is here. That's right. We got the Prez. The NHL is back, which means the Prez is back here on Wager Talk today. Maple Leafs and Lightning, his first true love, of course. And he's also going to talk Golden Knights and the LA Kings. So 4 free plays coming for you there. Andy's got some NBA action and your chance to win a free 3-day flex pass. So Andy, I say, let's get into it, brother.
All right, let's do it. So here's how it's going to work today. I'm going to give you guys 2 NBA plays. If I go 0-2 or 2-0, somebody wins a free 3-day pass. So after the show is over,
wow,
we're perfection or pure failure. We will celebrate.
Exactly, because earlier in the week you gave out 3, and you were like, if I get a 3-0 sweep, hey, you guys get some free stuff. So now, hey, for you Andy haters out there, and we see you in the comments, come on, give my man some love. He's here grinding every single day. For you Andy haters, you can either root for him or against him. 0-2, 2-0. Just comment below with your Wager Talk username, and you're winning. You want to give those plays out right now?
Let's do them right now.
Do it.
I am feeling good. I couldn't have called that. Myself and Jesse nailed that Celtics-Suns game.
Really
the Suns were putrid. The under, I think they went under by about 30 points, and Phoenix lost by 16. So let's go ahead and do 2 NBA plays. We're going to start with the Grizzlies and the Warriors, and I am going to take the Warriors over 115.5 on their team total. The Grizzlies have completely stopped playing defense, Dan. Not only is it not optional, it is like not recommended. They're in February, they're giving up 124 points per game. I mean, that is Globetrotters-esque type numbers there. The Warriors are on a back-to-back, but they are scoring right around this mark. They scored 114 last game against Memphis, but they only shot 33% for 3. I think this is a nice Warriors spot to take advantage of a Memphis Grizzlies team that isn't stopping anybody. So Warriors over 115.5 on the team total. And then second game, this OKC team is not a team you want to fade unless they are on a back-to-back where they don't have their full squad. So we're taking the Pistons minus 7.5. Listen, this is a real trend here. The last 3 times that Oklahoma City has played the second leg of a back-to-back, they're 0-3. They lost by 17 to Milwaukee. They lost by 10 to San Antonio, and they lost by 27 to Charlotte. One of the things is they're out SGA, they're out Jalen Williams. On a back-to-back against a rough and tough Pistons team might be a good chance for OKC to rest some of their other starters. Do not be surprised if an hour or 2 before tip-off you see Hartenstein's out, Chet is out, and they just throw in the towel and say, you know what, this Detroit team, they're coming for us. Because this Detroit team, they love playing these good teams. They're a team that embraces going up against the best of the best. I think this is an OKC throws in the towel matchup. So Warriors over 115.5, Pistons minus 7.5. Put your Wager Talk username in the comment section. If I go 2-0 or I go 0-2, one of you gets a free 3-day pass. There's some NBA action for you.
So perfection or complete opposite of perfection. Andy is winning something complete for you failure. As long as you drop your Wager Talk username. I like both of those breakdowns, man. Especially you talk about that OKC team. Jesse came on. You know, we joked about how we were going to mush his record. I don't even think you could blame us for the effort that you saw there out of the Raptors against a completely depleted team. So the handicap is essentially the same of what put Jesse, the fade god, on fading this team. Now they have it in a back-to-back, so that one makes a heck of a lot of sense. Comment below, folks. Drop your WagerTalk username after the video goes live here, and you're entered in. I love it, brother. Best of luck or worst of luck. Either way, let's win for him.
Let's bring in Drew.
What's up, Drew?
Best of luck or worst of luck. I love it, boys. What is up, Dan Alexander, Andy Lang? Guys, I know I'm on here to talk college basketball. And by the way, we got two massive matchups tonight on a nice Wednesday card. But Andy, I want to give you a shout out before we get to it. One, because the UFC, man, we got Mexico City, and then we got one in Las Vegas, Olivaria and Holloway. I'm excited for this UFC matchup. And I'll tell you, I was clicking around on WagerTalk YouTube, and I saw you on a show, I think with one of your buddies, you guys breaking down the UFC. I thought that was great, man. I'm the kind of guy that likes to bet on the UFC, you know, more of a fan, and just hearing your guys' opinions. I was a big fan of that show you go down, recapping kind of all the fights.
Thank you. Yeah, we do it every week. That's Jim. He owns a karate gym. The UFC is filmed at his. Oh yeah, he's a black belt. So he's in the business. So he knows what he's talking about with the X's and O's. And one of the best things we do is we try and find outside the cage information and like fighters that just had babies, things like that.
Fade the baby.
Bad things going on in
the baby theory.
It's fade the baby.
Oh, yeah. it's the best angle
we've
we've ever come up with. It has to hit 85-90%. Yeah.
Well, then it's the market onto it, though. You know, like
no,
if it's
that's the best part.
Okay.
The market does not adjust for outside the octagon types of thing. Drew, we were able to bet on a guy that got hit by a car the day before his fight, and instead of pulling out, he tried to muscle through it. It didn't go well for him, but you find he literally got hit by a car.
One of my favorite ones, Drew, that Andy came on here with was, hey, I found out that this girl fighter is starting to do OnlyFans. And because she's doing OnlyFans, obviously she's seeing that fighting probably isn't going all that great for her. Fade the OnlyFans theory, and he cashed on that one too. So like he's doing the research that no one else is doing. And you know, that's if you could find that narrowest edge, man, that's what it's about, Drew.
Oh, that's what sports betting's about. In UFC, I mean, that might be kind of the pinnacle of it, man. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you a shout out, Andy, because, you know, I'm more of a fan, but I have my own picks, probably like a lot of the listeners, the watchers of this show. You know, you kind of know where you're wanting to go, but you like to hear other people's opinions. That's exactly what I thought that show was for me, man. So anybody out there, make sure to go check that out. Andy, any early action on Holloway and
I
Charles?
like this. I like this.
Oh, Holloway and Charles.
Charles is my boy. That's the way I'm looking to go.
It's a Charles Oliveira fight, so it's you're taking the under in some capacity because he gets rocked early, or he finishes guys on the ground. I don't trust the chin of Oliveira at this point, but if he can get Max on the ground, he has a massive advantage. It's just you find a way to make money on unders in Charles Oliveira fights. That's been for years. The thing there. So I would lean Max just because Charles is getting a little bit older. Max is not a spring chicken, but Charles on the feet just not very good. And Max's boxing is top tier, one of the best in UFC. But it's unders is the only way I'll be betting that one.
All right. I like it, man. I was going to say, like, Max, you know, he's not a spring chicken, like you said, but to tell you the truth, I almost never see him on the ground. So Charles might have a tough time getting him on the mat.
When you get older as a fighter, wrestling becomes really hard. The wear and tear is just harder. And Charles is he's not a great wrestler at this point. The fight just kind of has to end up on the ground. Like he'll go for some takedowns. They're not super aggressive, but Max is no dummy. He doesn't want to get mixed up on the ground.
Interesting take, man. Yeah. Looking forward to the show.
I think one of the cool things is Drew comes here to Andy live on the show to be like, hey, thoughts on UFC. It's the exact opposite, because what Andy and I do, we want to talk to guys like you, like Vino on college basketball, because it's not something I cap. It's not something Andy caps, but it's something you've done great with this year for clients. And let's be frank, man, the free plays have been going pretty good here for the folks as well. We'll talk Arkansas in the second game. It seems like a team, at least here on the show, you had a really good feel for and a good read for, Drew. So let's talk this UConn and St. John's game, because I think this is a fascinating handicap here, as you got the Red Storm, as they're affectionately known here, taking on UConn. Thoughts here? UConn only 5.5 as the favorite, and in a pretty standard total, you're seeing 146.5. How's Drew Martin breaking this one down?
Yeah, absolutely. Prime time tonight, top 15 matchup. I would say this is the marquee game on the hump day card here, guys. But St. John's, they've won 13 straight games. Rick Pitino's squad, they actually won the first time against UConn 81-72 as the dog. So I'm kind of surprised to see UConn taking money. Now, they are the home team, but the fact is UConn on a 3-11 ATS run. So that kind of checks the box for me. 3-11, your last 14 games, you're losing tickets. Man, are you an overpriced favorite in this matchup? They might be. And the last time playing a quote-unquote home game, they lost outright as a 15.5-point favorite to Creighton. So I kind of have my question marks here on UConn. Now, they are a 25-win team. They're 25-3 on the season. Dan Hurley's squad going into the NCAA tournament, I think they got a shot, Final Four. But in this matchup, I think St. John's is the way to go here, Dan. I mean, catching 6 points now, winners of 13 straight, won 3 straight against UConn, covered 4 straight against the Huskies. And I like their big man down low, athletic big man in Zuby. He had 21 points actually in the first go around with UConn. He was 8 of 10 from the free throw line, and he had 10 rebounds. Those are some impressive numbers in the second go around in this matchup between the conference foes. And one thing about him that is kind of under the radar statistically is he's top 10 in the country in free throw rate, meaning he's getting down low, he's getting the ball, and he's getting to the free throw line. He's also knocking down his free throw shots. That's kind of a great recipe with one of the best players, in my opinion, in the country. Overall, guys, I think the Johnnies, Rick Pitino and the boys here, +6. I think the dog is barking. Sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I like St. John's here, Dan.
I love it. And, we always love a dog. Yesterday, we had some consternation in the comments after the show. So somebody commented, because we had Ralph Michaels on here, and he liked Mizzou as a home dog, and they were plus, I think, like 3.5. So, still a dog, still a barking dog at home. And we hit him with our new segment here that we're throwing back to the basketball show, That's My Dog. And someone in the comments was like, how dare you praise Ralph for giving out a +3.5 dog? That's not a true dog, but +6, Andy.
And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
Got a barking dog for here, folks.
Timeout. How was taking a +3.5 on the money line not a dog? It's clearly a dog.
Somebody comment back to the person, and they go, there's still time to delete this comment. so at least some commenters had the back. If 3.5 ain't enough for you folks, a barking dog potentially with Rick Pitino and the Johnnies getting that 6. And like I said, this is 6, 5.5. So shop around, get that best number. Great breakdown. And you know it when we got some dogs here. Drew, in this one, let's talk Texas A&M and Arkansas, and then we'll let folks know what Drew's got rocking for the clients this evening. But last time we talked to you, it was Arkansas, potentially being looked at as a dog. This time they're laying above that touchdown, like we like to say here, as they're taking on Texas A&M. So the respect finally coming here in the marketplace for the Razorbacks. Is that how you see this one? Does this one feel a little bit too short to you? And stark contrast in what you're seeing here on the total. These offenses can score, is at least what that total's saying, Drew. How are you breaking down this one?
Oh, they absolutely can. In the 170s, it gets a little bit tricky betting overs just because you kind of need a clean ride in college basketball, the 40-minute game. But look, both teams run up tempo. There's going to be a ton of possessions in this game. So I have no interest in the under. However, totals wise, I'm not betting it. Talk about both teams being fast, and both teams have been money. Texas A&M has kind of quietly gone 16-11 against the spread. Arkansas on the other side, we've talked about it, 18-9 against the spread, flirting with 70% against the number. this Razorback squad has been a nice squad to bet on here. John Calipari, a great college basketball coach. A lot of people don't like him. We've talked about it before. The off the court, is he a likable guy? Some people think one way or the other. The truth is he coaches up college basketball kids and they become better teams throughout his career. So at this point in the season, I'm not looking to go up against Arkansas here. I'm really not. Plus their point guard, Darius from Detroit, Michigan, he scored 100 points the last 3 games, 44% from the 3-point line for the course of the season. This kid's shooting lights out. When you look at Texas A&M side, look, they're a good squad in the SEC. Bucky McMillan, his first year here, he came over from Sanford, had some success at the lower level. He's doing it here with the Aggies. It's a bit of a tough step up for Texas A&M. We've seen them struggle against the better teams, at Vanderbilt. They lost to Florida by margin. They did stay within the number against Alabama, but went down in Tuscaloosa. It's a team that, is fighting to make the NCAA tournament. Not necessarily a team I'm pointing to go against, but it is an interesting kind of case. Are they going to make it? Or are they not? They had a couple early losses to UCF and Oklahoma State, but they're playing pretty good basketball. I wouldn't be surprised to see them punch a ticket in the NCAA tournament. But in this matchup, going on the road, tough place to play in Fayetteville, talked about Arkansas, the 20-win team, how they're playing basketball right now. And how I like to bet sports betting, Dan, I'm a big what have you done for me lately? And sure enough, Arkansas 4-1 their last 5 against the spread. Texas A&M 1-4 their last 5 against the spread. Arkansas has been cashing tickets. The trend is your friend. I like Arkansas here as the favorite, Dan.
Love it. Arkansas lay the points, says our man Drew Martin. And Drew, weekday action. Thy name has been Drew Martin Bets. I mean, you have seen it very well when you're breaking down, just isolating some of these cards throughout the week, because when you're picking sides, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's what you have up here, rocking for folks here tonight, a 10-2 run that you've been on here betting for the folks. So what do you got rocking? WT.buzz/DM is where you can get it now. And I know this is one you're pumped up for because it's a pretty big play.
Yeah, absolutely. 5% max limit, and it's a 4-pack for the clients. So it's a big Wednesday card here. And like you're talking about, looking back over what's been going on in college basketball, and during the week, it's been great. And then I've given some of it back on the weekends. I haven't really been able to put my finger on why on the weekends, but hey, I'm running with the weekday action here, Dan, like you talked about, 10-2 with the top plays during the week, Wednesdays in particular. So got that 4-pack up. Like you talked about, 10-2. It's also 61-30 going back kind of longer term. And then like we talked about last week, it's 58% the last 190 client plays overall. So the long term's been there as well, guys. So for tonight, got the 5% multi-pick pack. You can get that for a discount. Drew Martin experts page, WagerTalk.com. And got a bunch of plays slated for tomorrow as well, and Friday in college hoops. So excited to finish out the weekday and hopefully turn it around on the weekends here coming into the end of February, Dan.
Drew, the weekend blowout is certainly coming. I can feel it, but let's cash along the way to get there, man. Always a pleasure, Drew. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Dan. And the best bet out of the two, St. John's plus the 6. And by the way, it's plus 220 on the money line for your dog.
Got a sprinkle on it, baby. Drew Martin, a dog and a favorite. So he's hitting all the marks for you folks. Drew, you can check him out. And guys, like you mentioned, he's got that 5%er rocking today. It comes in a 4-pack. $39 is how to grab that. Or you up the price a little bit there, Andy, and we still have that 10 days of action, for what you pay for 7 days. So you can grab the package right now. You can grab the play if you'd like. But hey, if you want 10 days of action, price of 7, great deal over there. And that's active at everyone's page, right, Andy? And I know you have, do we got darts action incoming, or did we already cash our darts play? It's hard to keep up with. All I know is I log in and my account is bigger. So that's all that matters.
Darts is tomorrow.
Okay.
We got 2 NBA plays tonight, and we have a women's doubles play we have two doubles plays that the parlays need to go off tonight to finish those out, but we do have one that starts tomorrow morning. So I wrapped it all up into one package, 2 NBA plays and the women's doubles parlay, which have been our bread and butter in tennis. So there's 3 plays in that pack, but yeah, if you want to get everything, just get the 10 days for price 7. That includes the 5% play tomorrow. Props are starting to come out in UFC. That's what we've been waiting for this weekend. Boxing, we hit our boxing last week. That's 10-4 lifetime. Jan is 4-1 rugby, and we got a big golf tournament this week. So we got a ton of stuff going on. For us, Dan, for you, me, Dan, and Jim, we're ramping up action. We're not slowing down. This is the type of year where we have more. So I'm excited. So I'm also excited for Prez. To come in.
Me too.
We're always excited. Yeah, of course Prez is excited for Prez, but
yeah,
buddy, we missed you. How you doing, man?
Well, I got to move me around here. You guys got like a small man complex. What's up? Like, why are you bigger than me? I got to be.
Well, that's on you now. Now scoot yourself up. All right, now. Well, at least. It's like we still have Ross on the show since he's this close to the camera. Typically, we reserve that for our man Ross Benjamin, who likes breathing like this into the camera, Prez. But now you're looking good. Now you're
baby. Prez in the house.
All right, Prez.
I'm excited, guys. We got NHL, college basketball, NBA. It's all going. The Olympics are behind us. I got action last night. I'm a happy man.
Do you mean betting or
you know what I mean?
Oh, well done, good sir.
Well, I'm 56, man. So for all you youngins out there, it only gets better.
Lawrence, I tuned in to watch Puck Time, and I listened to Andrew and Carm both say that they had moved on from the game. It didn't matter. As soon as the game was over, they didn't care. And then they proceeded to talk about it for 12 minutes straight to start the show. So clearly they
totally don't care at all.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. All right. So we got this. We got 2 games we're going to talk to you tonight. Have you noticed any trends coming back from Olympic breaks, All-Star breaks? Is it business as usual for some of these teams, or are there letdowns? Are there teams that are happy to have the rest?
So last year or the year before was the Four Nations Cup. When they came back from the Four Nations Cup, there were 14 games that very day. 9 of them went over. 9 of them went over the total. So from that perspective, and I can understand that. So I think the trend is likely to the over. I'm not following any of those trends personally. I mean, I can't sit here and bet a whole bunch of overs on tonight's game. So I don't know. I mean, there's no real trend that stands out to me. I think we're just going to see some good hockey. What I truly don't understand is why the Canadian and American athletes seem to think that their vacation continues and they're not getting back to work. Like, they get paid to play. You know, Mitch Marner, Jack Eichel, they're paid to play for Vegas. They're not playing for Vegas tonight. I don't understand why.
I saw Sidney Crosby. He's out for 4 weeks now.
Oh, yeah.
On the IR. So, well, let's see how we can break down these games. You got Golden Knights and Kings, but we're going to start with your team, the Maple Leafs versus the Lightning. How do you break this game down?
Yeah, first I just want to make mention, I don't understand this guy, right? Prez is his being salty.
You don't seem very salty to me.
Yeah, I'm in a great mood. Okay, whatevs. How do I break it?
He meant our hair. Just
salt and peppery. He meant salt and peppery.
I'm just salt. So listen to this, guys. This Toronto Maple Leafs team. In their last 10 games against the Tampa Bay Lightning, Andy, I'll ask you this. What do you think the record is? Head to head, 10 games?
Head to head? I think these teams are pretty equal. I'm going to go 5-5.
Okay, what do you think the record is in the last 5 games, head to head?
4-1.
For who?
Tampa.
Okay, so the Leafs have won 5 straight and 8 of 10.
Wow.
So here we have a scenario where the Leafs have won 5 straight against this team, including a 2-0 win this very season. and 8 of their last 10, and none of those were in a 7-game playoff. They were all regular season games. So Toronto owns Tampa Bay right now, and they are plus 200. The last time Toronto was plus 200 against Tampa Bay, Andy Lang was likely in puberty. So what, 5 years ago? It's been decades. There is so much freaking value on the Leafs tonight, and we see it because I mentioned plus 200, and you now have them at plus 185. Money is pouring in on the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we do have an opportunity to get them at plus 1.5 goals, minus 130. So plus 1.5 goals, they could lose by 1. Now, I get that Tampa Bay is probably the top 3 team in all of hockey right now. I understand that. And I also believe that the Toronto Maple Leafs suck. And I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But plus 185, a team that is dominated with Austin Matthews coming back to play tonight, feeling good about themselves. Toronto is coming in. They won 3 straight before the break started. They are not out of it. They have to win these hockey games. This is the first of a back-to-back. There's just way too much value here. I'm going to be a homer and play on the Leafs. I prefer plus 1.5, minus 130.
Okay. I had no idea that this was so one-sided one way. So sometimes the team just has the other one's number. So before we get to this next game, Mark has a question about Edmonton, San Jose over 6.5. We get the hook on the 6.5. Yay or nay?
Well, Edmonton is not playing San Jose, so that game is definitely not going to go over. I would go with 0 goals, but they are playing Anaheim.
Okay.
And I see no reason to take the over in this game. I think that, they're going to be missing Connor McDavid. And I think when Edmonton misses, this is a very top-heavy Edmonton Oilers team, right? So Edmonton knows to win this game, they got to play a tight defensive hockey game. And I think they do. I actually like Anaheim in this game. I'm not going to take the under. I'm not going to take the over. But I do like Anaheim in this game. This blocked guy keeps talking about how I hate quesadillas and tortillas. And I mean, why does it matter to him?
You're not into the Mexican food, not your cup of tea, Prez?
Well, I spoke about this on the best betting show ever. Do I like Mexican chefs if they cook me a steak? Yeah. Do I like tuna ceviche? Absolutely. Do I like Taco Bell? Hell to the no. Do I like any Mexican food that is related to tacos? No. I don't like tacos. I don't like when tacos are rolled up. I know they call them burritos, but it's just a rolled up taco. I don't like when tacos are flattened. I know you call them like quesadillas. It's just a flattened taco. I don't like those. I don't like hard tacos. I don't like soft tacos. But as far as if you want to cook me a fish or a steak or chicken, I'm in. I like it. I just hate anything related to tacos. That's all.
We just learned something about our man Prez here.
Well, I know it's unhealthy crap, dude. It's carbs. It's dairy. It's not exactly grade A meat.
See, Prez, this is where you and I divert, as Mexican cuisine is one of my absolute favorites. So you and I, we have a kinship on many of things, Prez.
Dude,
but,
ceviche is one of my favorite dishes in the world. There is a tuna ceviche dish at China Poblano in the Cosmopolitan. That's one of my favorite dishes in the whole world. And I love good guacamole. Love good guacamole. I don't like tacos. So
you're anti-tortilla.
Big deal?
You're anti-tortilla, and that's all.
This is not a big deal.
I respect that. Well, Prez, are you anti Vegas Golden Knights here?
I am tonight. I am tonight.
How we betting this one, buddy? Los
We're
Angeles
betting the
Kings,
Kings,
Vegas
bro,
Golden Knights.
minus 145.
Lay
I
the
mean,
price.
look, you have an LA Kings team that just lost Fiala for the season. That is a big loss, and they know they got to stack up wins. They got to do them now. They're playing a Vegas team that is missing everybody, bro. Stone is out. Eichel is out. Marner is out. This team, none of the Olympians are playing for Vegas tonight. And the reason is they're on a plane tomorrow flying back to where all these Olympians are staying anyway. I got to believe the LA Kings come out flying tonight. I think this is one of the better bets on the board. Take the Kings for sure. And have a taco on me.
They got good ones, I'm sure, at the LA Kings game. They had great ones when I was at the Chargers.
Dude, the crazy thing is when you go to like a very high-end Mexican restaurant and they give you the tacos on the soft round, those I can live with. I can live with those. Yeah, I can live with those. Maize tortillas.
Taco
Bell.
Agree. Dude,
oh my God.
So Prez, there was one place, and then we'll let folks know what Prez got. And folks, he did give you actionable info. I mean, he says actionable info, please. I told him not liking tacos is as actionable as you can get, but the man also gave you 2 free plays here, folks. But Prez, I went to a restaurant that was in LA that they said, hey, we're going to bring out tortillas for the table. And I was like, they mean chips, right? Like that's what you typically bring out. You bring out the chips and the salsa. No, they brought us hand-pressed tortillas, and you like put like butter on them. And dude, Prez, insane. It was so freaking good. And you think about it, it's no different than like an Olive Garden or, you know, an Italian place bringing you a basket of bread. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah. I'm not into that stuff, but I get it, guys.
Hey,
I get it.
To each their own.
I'm into Indian and Thai food. That's the food that I like the best in the whole world. And when you're brought up eating Indian and Thai and flavors dance in your mouth, when you eat cheddar, sour cream, and avo on a freaking tortilla, you're like, when does the party begin?
That's very fair. That's very fair. All right, Prez, what do you got rocking for the folks here tonight? WT.buzz/LP is where you can get the action. NHL is back. That means the Prez is back, but you never left, buddy. What are you rocking with?
Yeah, so thank you for asking, guys. I've got one of those ridiculously large bets tonight. You know, a couple of times in the last few months, I came on here and I said I had one of those bets where I begged you guys to play them. This is one of those begging bets where like, please, 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 if you want to create wealth, if you want money, if you want to double your money tonight, I have the bet for you. It is an NHL money line 4% bet. I am 13-5 on these bets this year. So that means these bets are super rare. 18 of them this year, 13-5. Over my last 4 years, 44-19. That is correct. 72% record this year in these bets, 70% record over the last 4 years. And how do you maintain a 70% win rate? Well, firstly, you be the Prez. Secondly, you play low volume. Pick your spots. 13-5 this year, 44-19 in 4 years. This is as big a bet as it gets. It also comes with an NBA bet. I have had 8 perfect NBA bets in a row. Now, Andy, I asked you this question. I'm 7-1 with 8 perfect bets in a row. How is that possible? Well, I had under 218.5 in the Orlando Magic game on Saturday. It went to 223 in second overtime. I would consider that a perfect bet. 8 in a row. I got, and my NBA has been spectacular. And I have a promo code alert, Prez20. I'm only giving that code out on the 3 shows I did today. Puck Time, Best Betting Show Ever, and WagerTalk Today. It's Prez20. That takes the package down to $20. So you get $9 off. Guys, I beg you to play this NHL Moneyline bet with me tonight and my NBA play. So much love for you, Andy and Dan. Thank you for all the hard work you put into Wager Talk. Hit the like button, everybody. Please, 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 please. And yeah, thanks for having me, especially after the presidential State of the Union last night. It seems very appropriate.
Hey, Lawrence, do you know what golf tournament is this week? It's one of your funniest moments.
The
Cognizant Classic.
Oh, the Cognizant. Yes, the best name ever. The Cognizant Classic goes this week. Who pays for the Cognizant Classic? Who's the sponsor?
Cognizant.
That's like a thing.
And it's a classic.
It is certainly, but I'm glad golf season is back in full gear. We got the Masters starting in, I think, 5 weeks, right?
It's right around the corner. Yeah, it's getting there. We got
sometime in April, early April.
We got drama in the sport. We got guys revolting. We got guys trying to jump ship and jump to other teams. We got TGL.
You should see what's going on in Canada politics right now. If you think
I'm good,
golfers are jumping ship, we got
I'm good.
Republicans crossing the floor to be Democrats. I mean, it's different terms, but you know what I'm saying.
We got enough going on here. I can't do two countries.
No.
All right, Prez 20. Prez 20 is the promo code, right?
I'm glad you guys didn't ask me my thoughts on the gold medal game because I'm so past that all already.
Well, we just knew you were salty. So
I wasn't
on with our lives.
I cheer for the US of A, the greatest country in the world. Period. Lots of love, everybody.
Thanks, Prez. And there he goes.
Rob wanted to know about Cognizant Classic Talk. We just did the golf show. The golf show is up. Myself and Jan, a lot of big breakdowns in there. So I talked yesterday about Shane Lowry, top 20, and he played in TGL last night, Dan, and looked really good. It was Monday, whatever. They had 4 matches. He looked really good. I know it's indoor golf, but you want him to be in a good mood and looking good. And TGL's down in Florida, which is right down the road from the tournament. So Shane Lowry's in good spirits. That is going to be a client play. Shane Lowry, top 20, including ties. That's over at DraftKings.
Love that.
It's Prez 20, right? The promo code?
PREZ 20. Yes. Prez 20. And it gets the package $20. So it takes $9 off of there. So yes, Prez 20.
All right, well, let's do all around the world real quick, Dan, and then we're going to talk NBA regression, and then you're going to do your WTF LFG, and then Dan and I are going to discuss that it is not a hunch. It is a 100% certainty that there are some lacrosse games that the teams absolutely know the
We have to
spreads.
address it. We
have confirmation about this. This ain't a hunch. So, all right, let's do a couple quick free plays here. Pistons and Thunder, Ron Holland over 6.5 points. He comes off the bench, but the last 3 games he's flown over this total. Why? Because Isaiah Stewart has been suspended for the brawl. He played a lot of minutes last game, and this is a Pistons team that has an okay bench, but the Thunder are very, very weakened on their bench tonight. So I expect Ron Holland to come off the bench, have another spirited effort, and get over the 6.5 points. And then quick NHL prop. This one was interesting. Hronik has faced the Jets 12 times, and he's only had a point in 2 of those games. In fact, you have to go back to 2019 to find a game in which he has a point against them. No matter what team he plays on, he just does not score or have an assist against them. So we'll see if the streak continues, but those are a couple of free plays that we have for everybody. So yeah. All right. We talked about the NBA regression, and we got a couple teams that fall into that now that we're back from the NBA All-Star break. So we'll pull up EV Analytics, which I used last time, which, by the way, remember the Knicks, Dan? We talked about the Knicks being on an unsustainable streak. 4-1 if we would have faded them. They have absolutely regressed back to the mean. So that is pretty cool. And again, if you guys didn't watch this last time, this is EV Analytics. This is free. You just got to create an account, and it tells you all of the different streaks that teams are on. And what we're looking for is streaks that are unsustainable, and we have 2 of them that are happening right now. The first is the Charlotte Hornets. 9-1 covering spreads. That is unsustainable. That's 90%. And on the flip side, the Chicago Bulls are 1-9, not covering the spread. So I expect the books to make some adjustments on these two teams. The Bulls have been a non-covering team overall. The Hornets have been a covering team overall. But these streaks, I expect to kind of regress back. So if you're looking at betting on the Bulls, I would support that. If you're looking at betting against them, just keep this as a filter in mind. Same with the Charlotte Hornets. If you're looking at betting on them, again, I don't want this to sway you one way or the other, but just keep it in the back of your head. So that's your regression back to the mean. So, all right. Yeah, Rob, yes.
Yeah, that was wild.
Okay, so Dan, let's do WTF LFG. Let's get the play out, and then we'll talk about what happened in yesterday's game. And
and
covered.
Yeah, we have to talk about how yesterday we cashed for the folks. We had Cornell laying the 10.5, and the way that we got there, Andy, was quite interesting. Andy and I have a lacrosse play that is loaded right now. A barking dog, a potential big time upset brewing. Does it come through? We'll find out, but that's over at Andy's page here. Andy, instead, the play that I'm going to give, and this is one that I'm going to be betting. I was diving into this UMass taking on Brown game, and you're seeing Brown at home. They're 1.5 goal favorites, and on its face, I was thinking this could really be a big-time slam spot for Brown. I think it's a horrible matchup for UMass. You know, they got to travel here to Rhode Island. It's not that awful, but a little midweek action for them there. And UMass on deck has a little bit of a rivalry game and a game coming up against a ranked UAlbany team. So initially on its face, Andy, I was like, I think we just fade UMass because it could be a Brown slam spot. But the last 3 times that these teams have faced off, Andy, it's been a 1-goal game. Like, it has been very tight for these two teams. And last year, I believe it was, it was 2 years ago when you had an overtime game that it went to. But last year was 8-7, Brown wins. It was 11-10 the year before, Brown wins. Before that, it was 9-10, and that was the last time that UMass won. I think it's a horrible matchup here for UMass, which is why I think that trend finally gets bucked. I don't think maybe it's, the huge slam spot that it once was, but something that I'll be betting tonight. I think Brown, the way that they're going to match up defensively, and this figures to be a defensive game, guys. We're seeing a total at 19.5. So this is going to be a little bit of a rock fight. If it is, that sets up more for Brown. I know low total, you don't want to be laying points. We're asking them to win by 2 goals. I think they pull away towards the end of this game. They buck the 1-goal trend. Take Brown -1.5. That is your WTF LFG. If you want my favorite lacrosse play, WT.buzz/AL. That's where you can grab it at. So you can check that one out. And yes, I'm glad that people, Andy, since we had the live commenter who says you're clueless, why are you doing lacrosse plays? Andy, we are on a 5-0 run on the free plays here and the client plays. So let's keep that rocking. This is the time of year where we see it well. Hopefully we cash another 2 for you tonight. Grab the one over at Andy's. You can grab that 10 for 7 days, Andy. Amazing time to buy because you have UFC action. You have darts action. Also, starting this week is the Premier Lacrosse League Championship Series. This is something that we have historically done really well. And I can't promise you it's going to happen again, but it's a sport that, because of the wrinkles, I see it very well. Hopefully we get to continue. So we'll have college lacrosse action and we'll have the PLL for you for the next 2 weeks. Buying 10 days is absolutely no-brainer.
Yeah, I love the PLL series. I love watching it. I love.
Yeah, it's really electric.
Good.
You're seeing totals. You're seeing totals, Andy, of in the 40s. It's basically basketball on the indoors. It's going to be on ESPN. It'll be on ESPN Plus. So guys, check it out. It's different, and that's the form of lacrosse that will be in the Olympics, Andy. So in 2 years in LA, that's the form of lacrosse that you're going to be seeing is this sixes format.
All right, before we get out of there, we have to talk about lacrosse teams absolutely 100% knowing the spread. You tell your story and I'll tell mine from last season.
Yeah, so look, folks, last night, I'm not gonna mix words. We cashed for you. I told you lay the 10.5 with Cornell, and it was getting a little bit sweaty because credit to the team that they were facing off against last night in Hobart, they didn't want to go away. However, towards the end of the game, Andy, with what was it? I think 10 minutes left in the game, 8 minutes left in the game. The score, they were only up by 7, was Cornell. But the game was in hand. Like, Hobart was never coming back. There was no shot of it happening. 7 minutes left in the game, they score a man-up goal. And I was like, oh, we got life. It's 16-8 here. And then inexplicably, they start going up tempo. Up 8 goals. Typically what you're going to do, you're going to get out of Dodge, right? You're just going to say, hey, let's get the win. We're already up by 8. Let's not get any injuries. They put in the backups, and these guys, they just wanted to score because they were on the field. They scored not 1, 2 unassisted goals where a dude just went to the rack. That looked like, to me, a coach said, make sure that we score. Or maybe not a coach, but as AWB points out, maybe the stat guy on the side saying, boys, we're 10.5-point favorites. Why don't we get this by 11?
Yes.
Andy, the final shot to then score, cover by 11, and then they had another possession, and they did what they should have been doing, run out the clock, the full 60 seconds, throw to the back of the corner, run out the game. I texted you right after the game and go, Andy, we cashed, but there is no way in hell that Cornell didn't say, we are covering this game. Worked out for us, Andy, but it stunk a little bit. It stunk a little bit.
So it occurred to me watching a game last season that this is a really easy sport to do this in. Like, it's pretty hard to have friends that are on the basketball team and convince them to do this. But I was watching a game and last season, and it's one of these games where nobody's in the stands. It's like in this field, except there was like this group of like 10 or 20 guys right by the camera, and you hear basically everything they were saying. And we had a bet on this game. That's why I was watching it. And they weren't covering. And they score a goal. And I'm like, sweet, now we're covering. And I just hear these 10 guys explode. Ah! Yay! And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, oh my God. And then the other team scored. And so now we're down half. And the team, like you said, instead of running up the clock, they go up tempo and score. Yeah. And one of the players turns and points at him. And I was like, oh Lord, this is absolutely being orchestrated. Yeah, that is 2 instances where I think it's a pretty safe bet that yes, they knew the score. I will never forget watching that.
As long as we're on the right side, Andy, as long as we're on the right side. That's all that matters, baby.
Oh, it was so funny. Yeah, they're going slow. Now they're not covering, breakneck speed down this field throw. So such a great one. So, all right, great show, guys. Good stuff. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Prez. Thank you, Dan. Let's catch another WTF LFG. We're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow where we get our 5% darts play. So I will have some free darts plays for tomorrow. Good luck on your bets. Let's have a big Wednesday, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.